I'm bored with my hair. I decided I'm going to film this process because it's been a while since I've done a hair video. I am cutting and dyeing my hair today. Last time I did a hair video and I cut my hair, not only did I give myself bangs that I am still trying to grow out, but I had layers in my hair and now they're all grown out and it's just a hot mess. It's just a big clump of hair on my head at this point, and I cannot deal with it anymore, so we are fixing this. And we are also trying out this new Revlon Intense Indigo. This is supposed to be like a super dark blue black, and no red is going to show through, because I don't know if you can tell, but there's definitely some warmth, and I don't want any warmth in my hair at all. Now, of course, a few disclaimers here. Yes, I am using box dye. Is it really good for your hair? Not necessarily. Do I care? No, because I was able to grow all of this myself with using box dye. My hair is shiny, it's healthy. I don't really care. Yeah, you can definitely see that warmth right there. But I don't really care about that. And I can also take out the black box dye if I wanted to. Do I necessarily want to? No, because I like it. I am not a professional hairstylist. The way I cut my hair is the way I've been doing it since I was 13. I have not been to a salon to get a haircut since I was a teenager, okay? Literally, like 13. I've been doing it at home myself, and this is just how I do it. And I am actually going to revert back to some old methods that I used to use to do my hair today, because I am going for this early 2000s Megan Fox era. That is what I want on my head. Now, I do have these little bangy guys that I'm trying to grow out, so I don't want to do the full like side bang situation, but maybe a little something with this. I mean, since I already have these, it might add to the look that I'm going for, hopefully. But again, not a professional hairstylist. The way I do things is not the correct way. It's just the way I've always done my hair. So I guess let's get into it. All right, excuse the lighting. You were somewhat in my bathroom, somewhat in the film room. So go with it. Hopefully it's not too ungodly bad, but we are going to start with a little bit of a trim on the hair. I normally straighten my hair and just cut it dry, but since I'm about to dye it, we're just going to get some of this off. Okay, I moved you all out here so you could see a little bit better. This is what I am doing, and I'm going to try to show you. This is our starting point. This ponytail is super long. So for layers, I bring everything in the front, like the unicorn horn. I'm sure you've seen plenty of people do this by now. And also try to make sure all the bumps are out of your hair, because if they're not, then it's not going to be even. Really want to smooth this as much as humanly possible before you start cutting it. Because like I said, if it's not smooth, it is not going to be even. I'm not too worried about it right this second, because like I said, I am going to go back in after I dye the hair. I just want to get some of this off now, so I'm just not dyeing hair I'm about to cut off, if that makes sense. With doing this technique, it helps keep your length, but you can also get your layers. So I am just going to start with about this much. And again, I do have hair cutting scissors, and I am not worried about how much hair I'm cutting off, because again, this helps keep the length. And I want more choppy layers anyway. And again, we are going to touch this up. After I blow dry my hair, I just want to get some of this off, because I know a lot of it is not going to stay. Because quite frankly, I'm tired of my hair. So this is about how much I cut off. It's probably about, what, 4 inches of hair? And like I said, it does not need to be perfect. We are just rough cutting it, so we're not dyeing a bunch of hair that's going to be cut off anyway. Tell you what, this is already so much softer after doing that. So let's go ahead, open up this hair dye now. And again, we will fix this once I'm done. It is still really long. Trust me. She is still really long. Is it as long? No. But I did keep a lot of the length, and you can see the shorter layers in there. We will touch it up once it's dry again after we dye. I don't know if you can tell how blue that is, but it literally looks like I put ink from a pen on my head. So we're gonna wait 30 minutes and see how blue it gets. All right, this is just natural lighting, freshly dyed. There's definitely like no ounce of red tone in this at all. It is pitch black. Now we can kind of see the layers a little bit more too, now that I have her blow dried and everything. Like I said, she is still really, really long, and I want them a little bit choppy, but not too choppy. I'm going to try to film as much of this as I possibly can, but I don't really have the greatest setup for this. My bathroom is very small. We're gonna work with what we got. So hair has some choppy layers. You can see the little shorter pieces here. We are going to gradually connect those into the longer bits. So I'm just taking from right behind my ear and pulling this forward and putting the rest behind me so I don't have to worry about it right this second. And you want to really brush everything out, make sure it's nice and smooth, which is another reason I wanted to go ahead and blow dry my hair and get everything nice and smoothed out. And then at an angle, we are going to connect the shorter pieces in with the longer pieces, just sliding it down the hair, not cutting too much off at a time. Can you see how it's more gradual rather than just like a harsh layer? That is what we are going for. And then we're just going to do the same thing to the other side. Make sure it's nice and smooth. And then this side's always harder for me, just because I am right-handed. But if you take it, flip it, and then cut, it makes it a lot easier. Then do you see how we have like these little tail things here? Yeah, you should not have those. So just keep gradually cutting into the hair. Do not take off too much at once. There is no rush. It definitely looks better than what it did look like. And then you're going to bring everything forward, brush it again. Bring everything forward, brush it again. See how it blends. Are you happy with it? If not, go ahead and blend some more. I even have some shears just to take off some bulk as well. Again, this is just how I've always done my hair. It might not work for everyone, but this is what works for me. You can definitely see the shorter layers in the front. I am going to now take my razor and further blend the edges, and you are literally just taking pieces of hair where it's not blending the way you want it to, and shaving it. Can you see what I'm doing here? And I am very intentional with where I'm going right now. Now, as we go on, I will start taking like thicker pieces. Like this is too dense for my liking. And thinning it out. Like over here, this is way too dense for my liking. So we're thinning her out. And we're gonna do that all around the head. Just finding those really like thick, heavy sections and thinning them out. I've never really done an in-depth hair cutting tutorial like this. Most of the time when I do cut my hair for any kind of video, I actually like cut out that part and don't show you what exactly I'm doing to my hair, just because I know not everyone is familiar with cutting their own hair, and I don't want to be blamed if you mess up your hair following this. Just saying. And I am grabbing the section from behind the ear here, about this big of a section, and figuring out where it needs to be blended into that shorter front section. So I'm just doing the little blend that we need there. And I will go back and forth between the scissors, the shears, and the razor until I'm happy, which can take a while depending on how much hair I'm cutting off. All right, hair reveal. This is the final look here. You can definitely see that it is layered. It's giving Megan Fox in my opinion, but I love a good long layered moment, and it's actually got some movement now, and it isn't just like a stiff pile of hair on my head. Like, this might not be a huge difference to you guys because you don't see and feel my hair on a daily basis, but to me, this is definitely a big difference, especially weight-wise. I also want to note, I think this is the blackest my hair has ever been. Like, ever been. And it is so soft and silky. It really needed that chop, and you can definitely see some of the shorter layers in there. I'm obsessed, truthfully. Hopefully this was somewhat entertaining for you guys, because I know I get a lot of questions about my hair and how I cut my hair and all that, because I know a lot of people don't cut their own hair at home, but I do, and I have for years. And this is just kind of my process. It's all over the place, and I don't recommend anyone do it. But if you do it, just be careful and take little bits off at a time, because you can always cut more. You can't add hair back. I'm just gonna put that out there. But thank you guys so much for watching this and hanging out with me. If you like any kind of beauty videos, I do a bunch of that over here, so definitely like and subscribe before you leave. And until next time, I'll see you guys later.